Hello, I'm Meera, and I'm an Ishaya monk, and I'm also a graphic designer, and that's what I originally trained to be. If you'd told me I was going to be a monk later on, I probably wouldn't have quite understood what that meant actually. And for me, an Ishaya monk is someone who prioritises knowing yourself fully, actually, to just be here now and experience life without the mind telling you how you're experiencing life. For me, that has made life a lot more fun and enjoyable, and that's kind of had a knock-on effect to my family as well. I'm married, I have a husband and 2 children, and so I have had the full family life alongside of my journey in exploring consciousness and learning who I really am. I started this journey because I had an experience where I was really just suffering through every single moment of life. You know, everything was hard, everything was difficult. I kind of walked around with this ball of anxiety in my stomach, and you know, for me, that was just who I was. I didn't know that there was anything different. And then I started to get lots of different conditions, you know, where I started to get more and more limited from not being able to walk. I already had asthma. And you know, I'd had ME as well, so fatigue has then kind of continually popped up in my life, or I just haven't had the energy. And so it kind of pushed me. You know, I'm actually glad all of this happened because it pushed me. It pushed me to look for more. You know, I couldn't really continue how I was living my life. In fact, I had actually got to the point where I really didn't want to be here anymore. And so within that experience, it kind of just gave me that reason, the motivation, if you like, to go beyond the experience, to see, because I kind of had this feeling deep within me, you know, that there had to be more to life than I was currently experiencing. So I went for more. I started looking, you know, reading lots of books, going on lots of workshops, and you know, I loved them all. I got so much out of all of them, but then there got a point where I kind of had this amazing, what I almost called like a workshop high. I'd have a really happy experience on the workshop and it'd last about a week. And then, you know, a week later, 2 weeks later, it was gone. And I'm like, now what? You know, and I'm back where I started. It's not really made a tangible change that has been sustainable. And so that for me is what I then started looking for. You know, I wanted to have a way I could replicate that workshop high, that happiness, and bring it into my everyday life and be able to choose for it in each and every moment. So I didn't have to keep going on more and more workshops, you know, to get a little glimpse at that feeling. This is when I discovered the Ishayas, the Bright Path Ishayas. On my workshop hopping days, I'd been lent a book called First Thunder, and this book really spoke to me. You know, it wasn't the most beautifully written book in the world, but it wasn't about that. You know, it was about an experience that I really got a sense of, and I'm like, I want that. Don't really fully understand what it is, but I want that. And so shortly after that, I then discovered a course that was happening. I just rocked up at my course and learned the Ascension techniques with the Bright Path Ishayas. And for me, it was a real coming home. It was just like, this is it. You know, this is where my life begins. You know, it gave me the chance to experience life in a completely different way, like a whole nother operating mode, if you like. You know, so I could actually be here now, show up for life, be happy regardless of what's going on around with me, which is the important part. You know, because I had a lot of body stuff going on. You know, I could actually walk by that point in time, but I still was in a lot of pain. And so for me to be able to start choosing for peace now, it became this golden opportunity to then start life afresh and just experience the purity, the absolute purity of what life can be like when there is no thought telling you how life has to be like. And so for me, I'm very, very passionate about this teaching of Ascension, simply because it gives you the opportunity to be who you really are, you know, to take back, not control as such, but the ability to actually live life fully without any limitation, without any thought telling you you can't do something or you must do something that actually doesn't kind of line up and feel right to do. So for me, it's been absolute freedom, you know, and that's my highest desire and my wish for everyone, absolute freedom for each and every one of us, just to simply be ourselves.